Now that we've installed the DC voltage regulator, and then as you see, I put the piece of a black electrical tape there just in case, just to prevent any short or anything. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it certainly couldn't hurt. And let's go ahead and move this out of the way. I also put some duct tape on here. This is actually a positive voltage on this heatsink here, and then for the bottom of the board and whatnot, so it doesn't short out anything. This is AC ground on this base, so it does make sure it doesn't touch anything, and this will end up sitting over here somewhere or there somewhere, and don't want it to short out. So we can move this out of the way, move that over here, and now the fun part, to slide out the two layers here, the two level. I tend to like to just slide out. I like to push these at the same time and get these to move at the same time. And I kind of squeeze this open here. Let's see if everybody can see it, but yeah, I kind of pull these apart and slide it to the right at the same time. And slowly push this along. So now that we have this out, we have the pieces in there, as you see, and this actually on this model is great. Obviously we're doing different passenger cars, it'll all work, and however you got to take these out, or whether you'd remove a strip, or however that works, I guess, as I do other cars. I could show, but in this case we can just slide this bad boy out, put that back in the foam here, and then this one just has these two screws, so we can unscrew that. Put my little handy dandy magnet holder for the screws over there. There we go. Okay. So that's got a little bit of glue on there. It's probably just still stuck after all these years. Okay. That's off. I can kind of move that to the side. Being kind of careful. It's obviously flexible. And if you can kind of look at my graveyard over here, and yep, can you see that in the top corner there? End up just taking out these bulbs from their socket. You know, if I was going to do this in a different car, I want to kind of use these pieces. I find just putting a strip right on top of these, you'll see the strip in a minute. It looks pretty good. So I just keep using these. And obviously the electrical connector is on it and what connects, and you'll see that in a minute. Take off this one's hard. Oh, there we go. My little pile of other cars that I've done, the bulbs anyway. Okay, so here we are. And now let's break out. I got a bag of my strips right here. He's got a little bent nail. And so you see about the length of these. But they do bend and flatten out and whatnot. So as you see, these ones I bought, I did this on purpose. They fit just about perfect with the length of this, and two of these for the length of the other ones. So that's pretty much, this has self-adhesive backs. It's great. It comes with the two leads, and as you've seen all the wires like on the voltage regulator and the other ones, those are where I got those wires from. The voltage regulators actually came, I guess I could show that. Let's spread this over here. And see, that's the wires I connected. They actually came with these screw-on type connectors here, and I just took them off, desoldered them off the board, and put wires on. But you could certainly use these, a lot more user friendly, and screw down bindings there. So I took them all off, and that's my little pile over there. And then the wires, that's where I got them from my other ones, from my other LED strips. And reused that, so I didn't even need any other wire. So what we're going to do here is reuse the wiring as well. I'm going to unsolder these and desolder, unsolder, what have you, and then reuse these connectors. I'm going to actually desolder them on here and then take these two and then solder it on here, right there, of course, and connect that back to the original wiring. And then the same with these. I'm going to unsolder it from here with that connector, and then take this and another strip here. We got a whole pile. Guess we can leave this one for this one. And then we got two strips for here. Let's see one that's maybe not so bent. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but here we go. And one and two. Just kind of straighten it out. And these strips are great because, you know, I think they're supposed to run off 12 volts. Yeah, there you go, right here. It says DC 12 volts. You know, we'll run it a little bit higher, I think. But we're going to end up taking two of these strips, and I'm going to solder these two together right here to make one long strip, and essentially take off the adhesive backing and put that down over here, that down over there, and then just take these wires and solder that on there. I'm making sure I watch for the polarity, don't get the polarity mismatched, positive, positive, negative, negative. And that's pretty much it, and putting that back, and this is going to go here. Although in this particular car, the Superliner, which is obviously a lot different than a regular passenger car, but they use pass-through wiring where this is going to remain the same over here. This goes to the LEDs on the end cap, you know, that connects up to here, but and I'll tuck that back under. But this wire goes over to the other, I guess it'd be the AC positive center rail of the track. So it branches back and into the circuit. This one is actually going to get disconnected. I'm going to leave this soldered on and pre-use it, but it's going to pass through here, and I am going to desolder this and have a little wire. And obviously this can't be part of this DC circuit at all. This is just AC hot from the track. So I'm gonna have a little wire strip over here that I'm gonna solder on, and then on here I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have a little wire strip that I have over here where that would have connected, and make sure you know, I'll modify it off of here so it's not connected, and then have that strip and then connect those two together when I install it, and I'll show you that. I got a little piece of gray wire I can use for that. But that is a little bit different in these Superliners because it gets it across from the other side. Now, obviously mileage may vary with different passenger cars that you have, but like I said, these strips are great and a lot more affordable. You know, you can get the prefab boards. It does make life a lot easier, but you know, having to spend, you know, $50, $100, $200 or whatever to get a whole bunch of boards for a bunch of cars, this is definitely a lot more affordable option. So let me go ahead and get started and kind of show you what it looks like when I get it done here. Okay, now we have the LEDs installed on the existing pieces. Like I said, I try to use all the original pieces as much as possible. So that looks good. I soldered these two together right here, unsoldered the connector on this one from here, and just soldered it on the new LED strip. So that's done. You have the connector unsoldered from the strip and soldered back on this new LED strip right here. And then of course, reusing anything I could. This had that pass-through wire for the hot lead from the track, and that passes through down here. And so that was that additional wire that I'm going to have to feed it through, which I just soldered that one in. That'll be another connection I have to make. And then the same with this on the board. I soldered another lead right here, which attaches right to this hot from track as well. So this and this through the circuit board are actually connected together, so that's why that works. So when I connect it up, it will have the hot from both sides of the car passing through this strip. And now it is time to test it before we put it all back together again. Let's check it out. All right, we have the car on the track ready to test now. We have all the electrical connectors on here that we can test this end of train lights. I even have this pass-through gray wire for the other side that passes through this piece. That's connected to the other hot lead from the track. This other connector, the strip is connected. That's connected. Okay, let's do it. Moment of truth. And bam. All right, everything's working good. Even this is on, that's good. Obviously LED works, the other LED works. I like the brightness. Let's test the other. Let me flip the switch here. Bam, that one works too. Okay, nice. Switch it back. Kind of hard to do and hold the phone at the same time. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and get her all wrapped up and put it all back together again. Nice, nice. And let's get this all put back together. This. I mean, I could probably use a little CA glue or something down here to hold this wire, but I'm not. They seem to stay pretty steady when I need them to. And the two screws I have over here. Let's get this put back on. Done, done. And this strip, much easier. Move all this out the way. This we can just slide on in. Of course, always remember that you don't turn this around the other way. All the electrical connections on this are on this end. Center that. Need to take this out of here and get ready to slide the piece back in. Okay. Oh, one other piece. Let's see. Nope, that's good. That lined up. This particular model, you can slide it from either side. So get this stuff out of the way and slide it from this side. This particular piece has little grooves, so just like I took it out, I kind of flex this out. Make sure that's all flush, and then we'll get ready to put it in to the bottom piece and plug in all the electrical. And final assembly here. Got the connectors on the right. That looks good. Nothing's in the way. Connectors on the left. Okay. And now for the fun part. Putting this all together here. Okay. Easy part on this side. Bam. So we can take this over there. these two together. Clicks. There we go. It's short lead here. Okay. It's now connected. These lights do slide. Okay. That's connected. A lot harder to do when you're on camera. Okay. And then, now I could have had a quick connector for these two. I just opted not to. I'm going to just solder them together. But that's pretty much it. And then I got to get the end caps. So let me go ahead and just solder this wire on here. And then we'll get the end caps connected, and then I'll push them on here. Right, put the top on. I like to secure this bottom piece right here and kind of slide the others around on the inside to make it all line up. Two-level Superliner is just a little bit different than the other passenger cars, but put that in there. And then just like these pieces have to line up. Slide them over. Make sure they line up in here. Okay. And to this side. Slide that in. Middle piece. Two screws just to hold it for now. It's fun trying to figure this out the first time. Okay. That's on. Pushed in. The other side. There we go. Lift this up just a little bit. There we go. Get that little metal piece to push over. It clamps down. And then make sure that all lines up. All right, all tightened up. Everything looks good. That looks good. That's lined up. That's lined up. All right, we got it on the track, and moment of truth. Nice. Looking good. All right, yep. Nice. Things all lined up. Everything looks good down there. You can see the lights on the top up there. Nice. All right. And there we go. And then the view underneath, you can barely see it if you go all the way at the bottom. And then of course you can see the effects of the capacitors. And boo! The LEDs, kind of an angle to see it. Let's see if I can kind of zoom in here. And you can see it looks pretty realistic from the inside too, as the lights cascade down the corridor there. Nice. All right, let's take a look. And here are all the cars. Got them all swapped out with LEDs. Much clearer, much brighter. Looks great. Nice. There's the car we just did. Yeah, looks good.